Hello everyone. It's challenge day 3, the Go Alive Activate Your Voice challenge. It's day 3. Guys, we're almost there and y'all have been sticking with this. I'm so excited. I've seen your content. Some of you are really, telling your organic story. You're going right to the heart of it. Some of you have even become vulnerable and told some of your truths on what you want people to know about your story, and that's amazing. That's what this is about, is to activate your voice, meaning you've had a story the entire time. And what I've learned is sometimes the missing ingredient is your transparency, is telling your truth. So today, day three, we're going to focus on prioritize. Okay, day 1 was vocalize, day 2 was humanize, and now day 3 is prioritize. This one's especially personal to me today, to prioritize. And so I'm a little more casual. I'm in one of my t-shirts, kind of a messy bun day. And honestly, it was one of those days, and you'll have days like this when, hey, I don't necessarily feel like doing content. I don't want to go live today. I don't look or feel my best. But it's so key that we still continue to show up. So oftentimes, and it'll happen right when you're in the middle, right? It's exciting in the beginning when you kick off and you get going and you're like, okay, I got this new software. I got my topics. I look cute today. I got a fresh cut or a fresh hairdo, and I feel like my best, so I'm going to do it. But oh boy, when you get in the middle of doing it, and now, your workload is a little bit higher than usual, or the kids and the family's acting crazy, or you just don't feel it. I mean, you're not going to be on every day. And so that's why day 3 is probably one of the most important days. Not necessarily how we started, but it's what happens in the middle of this challenge and the middle of the consistency. So if you've been watching since day 1, I shared a story with you in day 1 on why it was so important to me to actually do this challenge. One, it was important because I saw that one of the number one fears of people is public speaking, and going live kind of is bundled into that, because right now going live is how we reach our people. The internet is your stage right now. That's your community right now. And so what's so beautiful about this is that it can connect you with people all over the world. And I've been fortunate to see that literally in just this time of social distancing. I've connected with people from countries all over that I've never even traveled. I had an opportunity to mentor someone in the UK today, in East Sussex. I've never been there. I had the opportunity to even use Google Translate to communicate with someone today. And I never would have had that had I not used the power of video, going live, and leveraging my story. So, today's topic of prioritize. Let's jump right to it. So again, if you've been following, you know that I've been sharing my actual ebook that I'm producing, and at the end of this challenge, the ebook will be available to you. The ebook will be available. I'm only giving it away free if you're a part of the Activation Nation community. All right. So you want to make sure you click the link, join the community. It's for those of you who want the coaching and accountability to tell your story, to use your voice, tell your story, be seen and be heard. And for my coaching community, coaches, this is a great way to leverage your expertise. To speaking pairs very well with coaching. Okay, so doing this has truly leveraged my coaching practice. It has also gained opportunities. Oftentimes when event organizers are looking for speakers, they look for video, and the first thing they look for is your live content, your video streams. So to the topic of prioritize, quote for the day from my Humanize Your Brand, 5 steps to activate your sales and humanize your brand. Quote for today is, sales becomes harder when we don't humanize the customer experience. So really the intent for me going live today is not to sell you on anything. However, this does nurture and strengthen our relationship because I'm keeping my commitment to show up for you every day. But it heightens the experience because you get to put a name and a face with the brand that you do business with. Prioritizing, I made sure this was one of the main 5 principles, or I would really err to call them laws. They're like the laws of how you activate and tell your story. Prioritize. Oftentimes, the stories we think are the most important versus the stories that resonate with people could be two totally different things. Okay? What you think or value and what your client thinks or potential client thinks and values could be misaligned. And so I actually, in the accountability group I'm in, one of the members, she posted, she said, hey, I actually wrote down my story. She wrote it out in her 2 to 3 paragraphs like we talked about in day 1. And she went and shared it like we said in day 2, okay? To humanize it, she went and she shared it with some of her colleagues and just, some people outside of her circle. She got out of her comfort zone and they loved it. And they said, absolutely, the story itself drew me in. Regardless of the product or service, your story is what had me sold. But then she told it to her husband, and he wasn't buying it. He wasn't feeling it at all. And I think that's what happens to some of us. We put the priority of the opinions of others above prioritizing getting outside of our comfort zone. And so if you're doing this, don't get discouraged if you don't get the hearts and the likes and the feedback from people in your immediate community, because I promise you, there are people out there that you've never even met and circles you never stepped into who are absolutely looking for and needing your story in your content. So the challenge is to prioritize to get unfamiliar. Okay. The second thing I want you to prioritize is to keep the commitment regardless of how you feel. Even for me today, hey, it's lounge day. This is my rest day, but I made a commitment. My commitment was to, I rested the entire day. I did. And if you know me, I don't do that well, but I knew it was important because if I did not rest earlier, then I would not be able to give you my best and my value now. So make sure you're in a good place. Hey, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, I'm still in quarantine, messy bun, and whatever, doing my own makeup or whatever, but it does not have to be perfect for you to prioritize and get it done. My last point about prioritizing to tell your story and create content, leverage the tools you have. And that could be tools in terms of human resources, teams, virtual assistants, things like that. If you're at that level in your business and creating content, leverage in terms of having someone, especially if you're repurposing the content, your live streams. One of the reasons why I've pushed myself to be consistent is that I'm leveraging these live streams, these videos, which you can catch on my YouTube channel. I'll drop it at the end for you. These videos live forever. So if I want to add some post-production, put in some great transitions and some B-roll, things to really jazz it up to reuse later, then I can prioritize finding a producer online or someone to take this native content, this raw content, and take it up a notch. Okay. One of the other things I prioritized this week was searching and looking for a virtual assistant. Because at this point, I'm at the level in my business and in my career where there are some small tasks, although we can do them, in order for me to give you, my audience and my community, my best, there are tasks that I cannot give my attention to anymore so that I can be consistent in other areas. All right. And some of those tasks are administratively. If I have clients calling about billing or booking, they're booking through, I do have an automated booking system, but sometimes, hey, they have questions or they want to follow up. So the priority is, hey, the administrative side of my business does not need to be handled by me. I want to create. Creators create. Administrators administrate. Okay, so make sure that you prioritize what your audience values over what you may think they value. All right. Make sure you prioritize rest and consistency. All right. And then also make sure you prioritize the resources and the people around you to help you tell your story. All right. So, one of the things from today that I wanted to make sure you had an opportunity to do, if again you're following along with the challenge, day 3, every day I leave you with a specific task for the challenge. All right. And you guys know for sure I'm going out to your pages and I'm looking and holding you accountable. Today it says check your head, align your heart, and then adjust. Check your head, align your heart, then adjust. And that really hit home for me today personally. One of the things when I woke up this morning, I had a really bad headache. I was tired and everything in me said, I'm not doing it today. I'm not doing the video. But my heart said, no, I'm passionate about this. This is bigger than me. And so the way that I was able to bring my head in alignment with my heart was to rest. Okay? That's why prioritizing is so important. So the challenge for today, become more present by prioritizing and delegating. Make a list of 3 to 5 tasks that you absolutely don't like. You cannot put live streaming on there. Okay, I know you don't like it, but the whole goal of the challenge is to get you in the habit of it. All right. You want to make a list of 3 to 5 tasks that you don't like and find partnerships or freelancers or someone to take on those tasks for you. Okay. If you clean your plate, if you clean your calendar of the things you absolutely don't like or the menial tasks that take up too much time, that will free you to have more creative energy, creative ideas, and to really flow in the areas you love. Okay. Thank you so much, Pastor Latanya. Thanks for jumping on. Yeah, we have to be reminded that although, like, hey, once we're activated, we're all ready to go. We're amped up. We got all this energy, and then when it's not fun anymore, we don't want to do it. When we're in the middle of a process of finishing something, where we're in the middle of telling our story, in the middle of building a platform, writing a book, delivering a course, whatever the case may be, we can hit a wall if we don't prioritize the things that matter the most. And what matters to me the most right now is to bring you value, to bring you my consistent A game, and to bring you solutions. I cannot handle the administrative side of my business and the creative side together effectively anymore. There was a season for the last 3 years that worked okay, and that's okay if you're still in that place. And if affordability is a question, one of the things I did, I literally went through my bank statement for my business. I said, okay, what are some recurring things I can cancel? I made a way to hire this virtual assistant. There were some tools that, there are things you get earlier on in your business. If you're like me, you spend all this money and you buy all these tools and resources. Like, hey, I'm not using that. Especially now since, we're sheltered in place. I realized, hey, there's some areas where I may spend more excessively on restaurants and eating out. I can afford to let go of some of that just to give me the peace of mind of someone to handle the virtual front office side of my business. And now I'm free to serve. I can serve more effectively on a higher level when I prioritize. Now, that's so important because now your story has hit a new place. When you prioritize, you can tell your story from a pure place and not a tired place. You can tell your story from a place of elevation and coming out of a situation. And it's okay to tell it if you're still in it. But oftentimes if you're still in it, you're still a little jarred, you're still a bit broken, and it doesn't feel so good, and it's clunky because you're finding your way through it. When you're able to go above the area of busyness and fatigue and tiredness and to be clear-minded and organized in your creativity, now you really have a bigger connection to a broader platform. You can reach more people and you can serve better when you prioritize, rest, and regroup. All right, so the challenge is on. It's day 3. Guys, we're at the mountaintop. This is day 3. 4 and 5 are coming. So we got Sunday and Monday. Listen, this is so perfect. And at the end of the challenge, I don't want this to end. I want us to stay connected. Make sure you go out there to the web and you subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel will absolutely give you some tools and things to help you organize your business. It will absolutely give you all of the replays and some tools and technology to help you prioritize, humanize, and tell your story. Thanks, guys, for joining. Catch me tomorrow night. Set your notifications, 8 p.m. 2 more nights to go. We're halfway there. Have a good one, family. See you on the next one. Bye.